What's good? What's good? What's good, good people? It's the man you all know and love, E Digger. That's right. And you're watching Let's Talk with E Digger. That's right. That's right. This is the show that highlights businesses, that highlights talent, um, interesting people, people of interest, community leaders, you name it. If you need to get a platform, if you need to promote whatever it is that you're doing, why not give me a shout out? And the way how you do that is simply go to this little email right here that I'm about to put up in a minute because you know that I can't type. And that is right there, charmcitydirect73 at gmail.com. Tonight, we have a very special, talented person. This brother, what can I say? He does it. He is doing it in the music scene. He is an artist and coming all the way from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. I'm talking about none other than rap artist Deezy. What can I say about this brother? I had an opportunity to chop it up with him a little while ago, and he pretty much said that this is what he's doing. This is his gift, and he wants to display his gift to the world. So, of course, he reached out to the man you all know and love, E Digger. And this is where we at right here on Let's Talk with E Digger. Make sure you tune in. Just waiting for him to click in or to come on rather. Um, and basically, I just wanted to share a little bit of news with you if I can. Um, Make sure you tune in next week because Charm, is it? I think it's next week. Is it next week? Let me check. Is it next week? I got to check these things, people. Week after next. I'm sorry, because Boss is on the Move networking event. It's going down at the War Memorial Building. Make sure you are in the building. If you have a business, if you are a talented individual, if you do anything remotely about business, make sure you are in the building. Make sure you are there. Network, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot get ahead in business if you do not network. Now, that don't necessarily mean that you have to network with everybody. That's not what networking means. Networking is networking with like-minded people, people who want to see you succeed, people who want to see you strive to be your best. So make sure, no, September the 15th and the 16th at the War Memorial Building, 101 North Gate Street, right downtown. Come on out, cross the street from City Hall, I believe. Come on out, support. It is hosted by Stacey L. She is the host of Total Exposure TV, and her partner, Sharon Johnson. She is the owner and CEO of Critique Brand. So make sure you come out, make sure you support, make sure you get them business cards, make sure you get every piece of uh, literature or what it is that you pass out to people and let them know about you. Make sure you get that. Bring it on down to Bosses on the Move networking event. I said party. It's going to be a party. Little do they know, it's going to be a party because Charm City Direct TV will be in the building. I need to say that. Charm City Direct TV, yours truly, the man you all know and love, E Digger, will be live in the building. And of course, my right hand, I can't go nowhere without him. I'm talking about my man DJ K8. He will be there. And what can I say? It's going to be a live event. It's going to be a huge event. So make sure you are there. You are up front, close, personal. It's going to be a panel of guests, panel of speakers who's going to be coming in to talk about various things, various topics. You got business owners, you got talent that's going to be there. You're going to have vendors. Also, speaking of vendors, they are looking for vendors. So if you are a business and you vend and that's what you do, you might want to get out, might want to, call Stacy and say, hey, I'm a vendor. I need some of that money and get on out there and do your thing. So make sure you hit up Stacy L or Stacy Medlin. She is on Facebook. If you can't reach her, reach out to Sharon Johnson. Both are on Facebook. Make sure you are in the building for this huge event. What can I say? It's going down September the 15th, September the 16th at the War Memorial Building. Um, Never been there. This will be my first time. Never been there. But I've been told that it is huge. It is huge. So make sure you are there. And I'm trying to sport a new look with my Fred Sanford hat. Everybody like my Fred Sanford hat. I'm trying to sport a new look. So while we're waiting for my special guest Deezy to come on, I just wanted to share couple of things about Charm City Direct TV. We launched a new show last week called Ain't No Telling with Crazy K. What can I say? Y'all need to tune in every Thursday from 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, CST, Central Standard Time. Make sure you tune in. And the only way you can tune in is go to the fan page of Charm City Direct TV at facebook.com/Charm City Direct TV. Make sure you like the page. Make sure you share the page and check out Ain't No Telling with Crazy K. What can I say? Shout out to Kim Page, up and coming comedian, created this character. You just got to see it, man. You got to see the very first episode because this girl, she will, if you having a bad day, you need to go and check out that first episode on Charm City Direct TV. That's what I need to say. I need to say that. So while we waiting for our special guest, just wanted to add a couple of things. And there he is. I'm going to bring him in right quick. My special guest tonight, all the way from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Yo,
my man, Deezy. What it do, fam?
What's going on with you, E-Digger?
Hey, man, I can't call it. The day was a great day. I was able to go down Federal Hill here in Baltimore. Federal Hill is kind of like a port here in Baltimore, but the scenery, man, is awesome.
Word.
And that's where a lot of people go to take pictures at. So I was able to go down there and get a little snappy snap in.
Yeah, I think I seen you updating.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's dope scenery. It's always nice, where you can get out and just check out the city and see what it's what it's got going on. So,
Yeah, shout out to my man L Smooth, man, who referred you to me.
Right.
Shout out to him, man.
L Smooth, he's actually he's a really dope artist out of Oklahoma City that I got a lot of respect for. He's somebody that's been making a lot of big moves that I kind of look up to and really keep track of everything that he's doing and learn from what he's doing. So it's always a blessing when you got artists that are willing to help out and support other artists that are making moves. So big shout out to him, man.
Yeah, big shout out to him, man. That he produced the song. I want to say Elevate.
Yeah.
That is like my all-time favorite song by L Smooth, man. When he sent that song over to me, I was like, stop playing. I played that song like all day, man.
Yeah. He's got a couple of them for me. Like he's got I think it's called Pillowcases.
Yeah.
Saying Stop Sleeping on Them. That's one of my favorite joints.
That's what's up.
And then Era of an MC, that's another classic joint by him, and it's got that real hip hop feel. So that's what I like about what he brings to the table is that he sticks to, what's true to him, and like it really shows. So I really like the music that he brings to the table. That's a couple of my favorite joints by him. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, welcome to the show, brother.
I mean, I appreciate you having me on. So
anytime, man, anytime. And we was able to chop it up for a little bit before the show. And of course, I got some questions for you.
Right.
But my first question, of course, what inspired you to get into music?
Um, I think for me, I've always just like I was drawn to all forms of music. So like initially, growing up in my house, we didn't really listen to a lot of hip hop. It was a lot more old school R&B music. It was, Christian music. A lot more soulful music. But I was always drawn to that. I like the instrumentation, and just everything that went into it. So from an early age, I was always drawn to it. But then as I started progressing and growing, it was more of a way for me to express myself, like things that I was dealing with, things that I was going through.
Hmm.
The easiest way for me to get those things out was through putting it in music. So
Okay,
as I started to grow, it just naturally came about because I already was drawn to it, and then now I'm putting things that I'm dealing with, things that I'm going through into music form. So it just kind of naturally came about for me.
that's what's up. That's what's up. And my next question is, what are some of the barriers you had to face in pursuing your music? What were some of the hurdles you had to get over in order for you to do your music?
I mean, I think for one, you know, I'm 28 now. I've been doing music for about 10 years, you know, and I started having I have two kids now, so that's one thing that makes it difficult is trying to balance the family life, making sure that financially everything is good so that I can focus on doing music, trying to balance regular work and doing music at the same time because I am an independent artist, um, and just making sure that everything at home is straight before
Yeah,
I go out here and really make this music thing happen, and setting priorities as far as that goes, and then also just kind of figuring out myself as an artist. So earlier on I used to try and talk about things that I thought was what you had to do as a hip-hop artist, you know what I'm saying, because you know when you're young, you kind of watching what everybody else is doing, you think, okay, this the lane I gotta take. But then as I started to grow, I started to learn myself a little bit more and realize that I have my own story. I don't need to tell a story from somebody else's perspective of what they went through. I can tell the story from what I went through, and it's still come across in a way that people can connect with it. So I think that was kind of one of the hurdles that I had to get over. And now, like, I think it really shows I'm comfortable with myself as an artist, and I can easily get my point across, get my thoughts across, where people kind of relate to my story and they can connect with it. So
that's what's up. That's what's up. I like how you said family, man. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge advocate with family.
right.
Putting your family first before you do any other things. Putting your family first. Um, let's talk about that for a minute. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, say, like, with your career, um, is where there ever was there ever a time where you wanted to do something but you couldn't do it because you had to provide for your family? Talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it happens all the time, but I mean, the most major thing that happened, where I really had to step back and focus on, providing for the family, um, was last year. I had just had my release party. I had a big release for my project EOD, which is out now. That's available on all digital platforms. But I had, done a lot of footwork to build up to the release for that. Um, we had I had released a song on the radio down here, Y 104.9. So that was doing well. And then we had a release party that was packed out. There's about 150 people there. Um, and that was my first show that I had ever thrown. And so, I was getting a lot of good traction. A lot of people was getting behind what I was doing. And then, I was at the same time I was working on getting my insurance adjuster's license. So, right after I got my license, a hurricane hit, and I'm going down to work down in Florida.
Wow.
So, you know what I'm saying? So I had just did all this footwork, got some buzz going, and then it's like I either go down here, take this job, make a good chunk of money to make sure that the family is good,
Yeah.
or say, you know what, I done did all this work. Well, what I'm gonna leave for. You know what I'm saying? But priorities come first. So the family came first. I said, you know what, let me go down here, make sure everything's good, and then I can come back and focus on, get back to what I was doing before. So I think as an artist, you always got to have your priorities straight.
Yes, yes,
Everything doesn't have to be so urgent. You don't always have to say, okay, I have to do this right now or it's not going to happen. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? I see a lot of artists that are up and coming that think that because they did one or two shows here and they got a good response, they think, oh well, now I'm gonna just do this all the time. Like, no, that's not that's not really how it happens. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this for a long time. There's a lot of times where you might have a good buzz going for a little while and then it'll die down and you might not have anything pop off for another while. So I think artists really need to keep their priorities straight when it comes to recognizing that until you're really doing this on a major level, it's not necessarily a career. It's kind of more of a hobby until you can really turn it into a business
yeah,
and start making some serious money with
yeah,
that. So you keep your priorities straight and say, let me make sure that I have things set up that can provide for me outside of this, and then make time to do this as well.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. I totally agree. And that's what not just music, but all aspects of whatever it is that you're doing, business, media, for that matter. I think family is first and foremost. If you have a family, I mean, if you solo, if you doing it by yourself, by all means, you know,
if you're young and you don't have no ties, hey, by all means, quit your job, go do whatever you want to do.
there you
but
go.
job. But I'm just saying, if you want to quit your job and you just want to do this, that's up to you. But when you got priorities, when you got things that you got to take care of, when you a grown man and you really got responsibilities that you got to take care of, you got to be able to say, you know what, this comes first.
Yeah,
And if this hurts what I'm doing on the backside, then that's just got to be what it is. You know what I'm saying? You got to that sacrifice. So
because believe it or not, a lot of people don't even consider family. They just
right.
just go out and do it. They don't.
Some people you don't even know they got a family till it's falling apart. So it's like
You be seeing them posts like, oh man.
know about them.
So, what has changed about the music industry that you love, and what has changed about the music industry that you don't like?
Um, I think one thing that I do like is with things going more digital now, things are more accessible, and it's a lot easier to go to do things independently and not need a label.
Yeah,
So I don't think it's one thing where you can just jump in and do it. I do think there is a research that needs to be done and really understand how to do it effectively, because there is a lot of people that's doing it, but not everybody is doing it effectively. And that's not me saying that I'm doing it perfectly, but I am trying to learn the things to do to really be effective in what I'm doing and not just throw money out there or throw things out there that's really not gaining any traction. So I feel like the fact that we're going more digital, it does make things more accessible and easier for artists to, you know, produce things that look professional and do things more independently without having to be on a label.
true.
Um, I would say the thing I don't like is kind of the direction that the content is going. I feel like it's not um, like there's no meaning behind a lot of the things that get pushed to the forefront.
Okay.
I do feel like a lot of the artists that have more longevity are the artists that have really good content that people can connect with more on a personal level.
Yes.
But at the same time, like the majority of what we see is not on that mental level. And
Mm-hmm.
if we not learning, if we not growing, then what are we doing it for? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that would be, I think for me that would be the main thing that I dislike about it.
Okay. Okay. And how do you feel about the music today? Like, speaking on content, uh, there's there's a lot of mumble.
Yeah,
There's a lot of mumbling in music now.
yeah.
How do you feel about that? Talk about that for a minute.
I mean, I think everything has a place. You know what I'm saying? it's not to knock those artists or say that you know they don't have a place in in what we do, but I know for me personally, when I listen to certain things, I'm listening to, for one, hear something that I haven't heard before.
Mm,
Two, I wanna grow from what I'm hearing. You know what I'm saying? One artist that I really like listening to is Loaded Lux, and he's not. I don't. You know who Loaded Lux is,
I've heard the name. I haven't heard his music.
right? He's actually started out. Well, I don't know if he started out, but how I came to know him was battle rap. But
Okay.
I started listening to his music, and he's one of the people that really has layers to his music, and I can listen to it and learn things from it. You know what I'm saying? Or I might have to go look something up to really understand what he's saying. So,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of things that I like to listen to music for. A lot of times, and sometimes I just want to chill, but at the core of it, like that's really what I want to get out of when I'm listening to a real hip hop song. So
Cool.
I feel now we don't have so much. It's like I said, there's a place for it. Like if you go to the club, obviously you don't want to hear somebody talking about their life and all this extra stuff. But if I'm on my day to day riding around, I don't always want to hear a bunch of mumble rap or somebody just not talking about nothing. If I'm going to my job, I'm about to, what I'm saying? I can't go into work thinking I'm about to shoot up everybody at work. You know what I'm saying? but, but like I said, it's a place for it. So it's got to be a balance. And I think right now the balance is not really there. It's really more tilted towards um, the mumble rap and the more pop, that's more popular. So
That's what's up. And I was trying to bring on a picture of the gentleman, but it's not letting me do it.
yeah, this I see.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
this is Loaded Lux right here.
right.
Um,
He had a really dope freestyle on 7. That was one of the craziest
now,
freestyles I heard on there.
is he more of a battle rapper or is he more of a
I think I would say he's more known for battle rap,
okay?
but at this point it looks like he's trying to transition more into being focused on just doing music. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't battle as much very often. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He's one of the dudes that kind of got battle rap started and going in the direction that it is now, where it's starting to be more notable. But he doesn't battle very often. So
Okay. And I think that's where I know him from. I heard the name. I probably heard like one battle because I'm a huge fan. I wouldn't say a huge fan, but I'm a fan of the battle rap.
right,
I like how that competition because when I was growing up, I'm about to say my age. When I was growing up, you had to have skill, and if you didn't battle or challenge anyone, or if you ran from it, you was labeled a punk. If you say you're an artist or if you say you're a rapper, you got to display your skills. There is no question about it. And if
and
you run from it,
I'm the same way where it's like um, I watch battle rap or whatever TV, so that's really what I get entertainment from it. It's because it's one of the rawest forms of hip hop that's
yeah,
still around. It's straight. Like you got to come with bars. You know what I'm saying? You can't come with you can't come half stepping. You can't come playing around. If you're not coming with it 100%, you gonna get shut down out there. So that's
yeah,
that's like the battle you probably talking about is Loaded Lux versus Calico, where he did the you gonna get this work. And he start talking about his pops.
that's
Like
it.
he was talking to him, and what I'm saying, like when you listen to that battle, that's why I'm saying I really like what Loaded Lux does because he can get in that environment where they talking about almost every battle they just talking about shooting how they gonna shoot each other or something like that. I mean I like the punchlines that they come with, but when we being real about it, like how many different ways you gonna shoot me, like for
Yeah.
real. He got in there, he talked like he broke his whole life down. It's like
Wow.
you know what I'm saying. He basically told him, "You chase it, you over here glorifying your pops." But I mean, if your pops was really real, he would have been there for you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
I he's definitely one like. you can really listen to them and get something out of it. So
Yeah, I particularly like the duos, the two artists that I hope I'm saying it right. They battle, and one to start, one to finish. It's like a
two on two battles.
yeah. I
Yeah,
like to see that. I don't know the names. I love to watch it. I unfortunately I don't know the names of all the artists that
yeah,
perform, but I just love to see it. I love to see that competitive nature in music. Yeah. So um, now, question along the lines of what we were talking about as far as content. Do you ever look on social media and see someone rapping and say, I can do it way better than that, or why in the blue hell is that person even remotely saying any type of rhyme out of his mouth? Do you ever get on like I do? I mean I get on social media and see some of the content, and I'm just like, wow. And the views are like out of this world, like out of the window. And
yeah.
I'm like, you got some artists out here right now that are three times better than whoever this is that's trying to do it. Talk about that for a minute. How do you feel about that?
Um, my point of view is, um, I mean, every opportunity isn't for everybody. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So like, I'm not sitting back. I'm not sitting back watching people like, oh, why is that not me there? That should be me there. Why are they there? Like,
Okay.
I'm sit here and be jealous of what somebody else is doing because maybe that might be the right fit for me. That might not be the right opportunity for me. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I see too many people that's too busy watching other people and not focused on what they doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not doing something right on my part. Maybe there's something I still need to learn to get me to that level. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we got too many people that's sitting back trying to be jealous of what everybody else is doing. Maybe I could learn something from him. Maybe there's something he's doing that I need to be doing that I could learn from him instead of sitting here, trying to be jealous of what he's doing. Let me learn something from this.
True.
So that's really how I feel about it. And then also like I said, some situations, some opportunities are not meant for everybody. There's some
True.
opportunities not be a right fit. I might be in that same situation and not capitalize on it because I didn't that wasn't the right audience or something like that. They could have been anything that made that not the right fit. Let me focus on what I'm doing. Let me focus on what I can do different to get me to that level.
True.
So,
True.
you know what I'm saying? But I mean, obviously there's some people when you hear them, you just like, man, I don't know how they doing this right now. They pocket must be extra deep. I don't know.
Like you just want to jump into the phone or computer and be like, "Hey, bro, look, this is how you do it, man.
Yeah,
This is how you do
yeah.
it."
I mean, you know, like I said, I try and learn as much as I can. So if I can use that as a learning opportunity, then let's make it that instead of making it an opportunity to hate on what somebody else is doing. You know what I'm saying?
And just want to mention, Michael Allen said, "What's up, bro? What's good,
Oh,
bro?"
what's popping with you, bro? That's my dude from Split Personality. We got a single out right now. It's on Wild 104.9.
Okay,
Rolling featuring Split Personality. It's been killing like 3 months strong. We've been in heavy rotation down here, so I really appreciate the love that the city's been showing. We've been trying to branch out a little bit more and hit a couple different markets, but it was shout out to them, man. Appreciate y'all coming in the clutch on that, bro.
that's what's up. Now talk about that. Actually, that was my next question. How is the city, Oklahoma City, accepted to your music? How talk about the support level in
It's been
Oklahoma?
crazy. Honestly, like I can't really say anything negative has come because I'm actually not originally from Oklahoma.
Um,
I grew up in Dallas, and
hmm,
um, you know what I'm saying. I moved here I think when I was 18 or
okay,
19,
okay,
so I for about almost 10 years.
hmm,
And when I first got on the scene, I was still going back down to Dallas a lot and doing a lot of trying to keep doing music down there. I had a couple of shows I was doing down there. I had put out some mixtapes. So we used to get out in the street. We would stand up at the gas stations in the hood and slang CDs like they used to do in the old days,
No,
straight
they
out the.
still do it. They still do it.
I haven't seen it as much, so
Okay.
I mean, but that's what we used to do. We used to post up. We had set up at Traders Village down there in Grand Prairie. We had a tent out there one time. We were selling CDs. We were doing a lot of shows down there, open mics and things like that.
Okay.
And when I came down here, I had started going to school for music production. So trying
Okay.
to get better at my craft, and try and get my quality up. And while I was doing that, I kind of took some time off. So I would say 2017 is really when I got back. 2016 is when I got back on the scene, but 2017 is when I really got back focused on recording music and putting things out there. And the love I've been getting in the city has been ridiculous because it wasn't like, what I'm saying, they have a lot of people like El Smooth. They got Fresh, who's been on the radio multiple times. Original Flow, he's another dope artist that I like listening to. He's been on the radio multiple times. Chief Peace, Joey Sativa, they were all artists that had been making a lot of moves. And when I came on the scene, like it was all love. It wasn't like, oh, he's not from here. I'm doing all this. I don't need to, what I'm saying, I don't need to help him out. No, it was, what can I do to help you, bro? You need me to do, you need a feature. You know what I'm saying? You need me to, link you up with this person? You know what I'm saying? So it was all love, and that's what I'm saying. The first show I had, it was one of the most packed out shows and one of the best shows of last year. Um, and it's just been going up since then. So, and
That's
then
what's
Rolling came out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I left right after that. I came back and it felt like I never left. So,
wow.
what I'm saying? It's been all love since I've been on the scene. Rolling was received. It was ridiculous. Like we performed at the Wild 1049 birthday bash recently, with Lil Jon headlining that, and we performed that song 3 different times that night, and every time it got more lit. Like it wasn't, oh, we heard this already. Every time the energy was crazy.
Wow.
So
That's
it's
what's up.
I'm really liking the response that I've been getting out here. My goal for 2018 is to really expand and start getting out the city more, which I've already been kind of doing that. I went out to Dallas recently. I hadn't performed down there in a long time, so I went down there, had a really good show down there. I just hit Kansas City
Hmm.
like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Had a really good response from there, um, and we gonna keep pushing on that and
That's
try and
what's
keep
up.
expanding. So
I like that. I like that. I love to hear about other cities and states who are supporting their own. Now, I know you said you're not originally from Oklahoma City, but
yeah,
the fact that you're there, you live there now, you made Oklahoma your home, and how they was receptive to you and your music. I love to hear that. I just wish that a lot of other cities were, that genuine and
yeah,
supporting the arts per se. So I love to hear stories like that. So I commend you, brother, for doing your thing, and shout out to the city of Oklahoma who embraced you, and embrace your music. So I definitely appreciate that, man. So let's talk about your now. It help me if correct me if I'm wrong. Entertainment label that you're signed to.
no, I'm not signed to a label.
Okay.
Um, I have it's a collective
Oh, okay.
um, called Gorilla Breed.
Yes.
We're really, we're all independent artists, but we're just some people that came together and said, you know what, it's easier to do this if we all team up and try and support each other and what each other's doing. So, we got people that have different talents that are basically pulling together to try and alleviate some of the things that independent artists have to deal with. So, like I went to school for music production, but I also do hip hop music. So, if I can help one of the people out in my crew by giving them some quality recording or something like that, and then also being there to support them when they're doing a show or if they have something that drops online, I can help them push that online, things like that. So we just kind of pulled together and said, this is what we're saying we're going to do as a squad. We're going to squad up. We're going to make this stuff happen. We're going to help try and push each other and build each other's brand up. together, so it makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to do everything by yourself. So
Wow. And it's no animosity. It's nobody that's trying to be on top. You was on top last week. I think I need to be on top this week. It's none of that that's going on in the squad.
right. So I mean, like I said, we're still all independent artists,
Yes.
but we work together. You know what I'm saying? And part of that is being honest with each other. You know what I'm saying? Part of that is being there to support each other. Part of that is being being able to provide some form of um, I guess work or something like that for them that they can benefit from it, and they do the same for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
So y'all hear this, Baltimore? Y'all
what's
hear this,
that?
Baltimore? I,
Hey, whenever y'all trying to have us out there, we headed out there, man.
hey, brother, we would love to have you out here. Not just for your music, but for the principle. And I hate to do this, I hate to put my city on the map, but we need to show more unity, like what you said. I mean, your whole squad. It seemed like y'all got a tight knit squad to help each other.
Yeah,
And a lot of Baltimore artists here, we really need to. You need to hold a class here, brother. Like all of y'all need to come here and say, "Hey, this is what y'all need to do."
yeah.
I'm
You
I'm
know what's
just keeping it 100.
crazy too is like even people that's not part of our squad is people that's like that. Like I said, Original Flow, Fresh, El Smooth. You know what I'm saying? They're not people that's part of our squad, but they're people that are willing to step up and say, when I had my single release rolling, they seen it drop. They on there requesting for me. They play rolling by my dude Deezy. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
what's up.
those are that are willing to step up and support that even aren't even part of my squad. And so I feel like there's a lot of people in Oklahoma City, a lot of artists that's in Oklahoma City that are showing a lot of love and really supporting each other to push the scene forward and not hold it back and just say it should be about me. It's not just about that. There's enough for everybody to eat. I don't have to do something to hold nobody back. And I can honestly say for me, anything I can do to, help build another artist up or give them some advice or something like that, I'm 100% willing to do it. So
That's what's up. Now, I failed to mention or to fail to ask you this question. I don't know why, because I asked everybody this question. I'm a fan of logos and names. Your name, D Easy. How did you arrive to get the name?
it's actually just DZ, not D
Deezy.
Easy.
Sorry.
But
Okay.
uh, honestly, it's not something like super meaningful. Long time ago when I first started doing music, I had a nickname of J Dizzle because
Okay.
my first name is James, so I had the nickname J Dizzle.
Okay.
Um, but as I started getting, it felt kind of corny, and I didn't want to stick with that name.
Okay.
And I honestly was trying to come up with something with a little bit more meaning, but I couldn't think of nothing, so I just shortened it to DZ instead of J
Deezy.
Dizzle.
That's
So
what's up. That's what's up. And now, have you fulfilled, in your own words, in your own opinion, have you fulfilled your biggest accomplishment? If not, what is your biggest accomplishment?
um, I wouldn't say I fulfilled, you know, my biggest accomplishment. I'm still pushing forward to try and do bigger things, but I do feel like I've been achieving a lot of successes lately.
Mhm.
So, and that finish line is only as far as you place it. So, success means different things to different people. So, like, I could honestly say if I stopped right now and I didn't do anything else, I would be happy with what I've accomplished. There are more things that I want to accomplish, but I'm happy with what I'm doing, and I want to keep building on that. So,
So,
um, I would say my biggest success is having a successful release of a project. I put a lot of effort and time and thought into what I was doing with the EOD project. EOD stands for Evolve and Decay,
hmm,
um, which I picked that up from one of my mentors back in the day,
okay.
and I was really wanting. I had been wanting to do a project called EOD for a long time,
Okay.
but it just wasn't the right time, and I
Okay.
wasn't in the right mental space. The times before that I tried to do it, and so this time around, I was really able to. to put it together how I really saw it in my mind. And basically the whole concept of evolve or decay is you're either in a constant state of growth or you're decaying. So and I really try and live that out where I'm always trying to pursue growth. I'm always trying to learn new things. I'm always trying to push myself beyond where I'm already at, whether that's personally, financially, as a man, or musically, anything like that. I'm always trying to push myself and learn, constantly be learning new things and growing from where I'm already at. So I would say being able to put that project together and it being successful was one of my biggest accomplishments so far. And and then also having like dropping a single that was in rotation for like it's been 3 months almost,
Wow.
and it's still getting radio play. I just got in the car yesterday and heard it. I hadn't heard it in a while, so I'm like maybe they aren't playing it no more. But it's still spinning. So you know what I'm saying. I can't complain. This doesn't happen very often on the level that we at. So
Wow. That's crazy. That's what's up. Now let's talk about the name. Well, let's talk about your single. Let's talk about your single. Um, the one you was just mentioning. How where can people hear it? How can people find it? Talk about that for a minute.
um, all of my music that's out, my album and the single. The single "Rolling" is not part of the album, so it's two separate things. But all of my music can be found on all digital platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Google Play, uh, Amazon, all digital platforms that you listen to your music on. Um, it's been crazy, man. We actually just it was done very quickly. So the fact that it took off like that is crazy. Um, Split Personality, we actually had a show that we were on together. It's called Lyricist Lounge that my dude Original Flow puts together once every month. So he had reached out to me and the rest of Gorilla Breed to perform on that show, and I think it's the flyer dropped a week before the show, and so I saw their name on there. I'm like, yo, I had been wanting to work with them for a while, so I reached out. I'm like, yo, we got the show, next week that we both on. Why don't we do a track together, and we'll go ahead and perform it at the show. So he was like, yo, we've been trying to do a track with you too, so let's go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? So I found the beat. I dropped the hook and a verse the same day that I found it, and sent it over to them. I think 2 days later, they both had their verses ready. They're like, we ready to get in the studio. So we get in the studio. I think the 2 days after that, the song got mixed and mastered, all that within like 2 or 3 days, and then we performed it and set up to start doing the press release and all that on the radio and everything like that, and get it distributed. And it just took off from there. So it was just a really organic track that came together, and people been vibing with it. So
That's what's up. Now we're gonna play a little game, and I think you know this. The game it's called the name game,
okay,
and the name game pretty much I'm gonna say a word or a phrase, and you tell me the first thing to come to mind. So is that good?
all right.
All right.
Answer a
So
little slow. Don't think I'm slow. Like
say again. Say again.
I said, if I answer a little slow, don't think I'm slow up here. I'm just
Hey, no problem. All right. So the first thing I have is family.
kids.
Okay. Number two, our country.
Donald Trump.
Third is the police.
Ugh. Man, shooting black people.
Yeah, yeah. Four, music.
What's that?
Music.
Um, it's a release.
Okay.
Yeah,
And the last one is black empowerment.
we need more of it.
That's what's up. And thank you for playing the name game right here on Let's Talk with E Digger.
Yes, sir.
And Now talk about this. Speaking of Black empowerment, talk about your views on entrepreneurship and the importance of it for African Americans.
Um, I think we need a lot. I think we have it a lot already, but I think a lot of people don't do the research that they need to do to be successful. For one, as entrepreneurs, one thing that I'm seeing is that sometimes we aren't as organized as we should be in keeping books on certain things, or tracking expenses, certain things like that. Sometimes those are some things that as entrepreneurs we don't really keep track of. We get so focused on like the daily work of things that some things kind of slip by the wayside, and I feel like that's one of the things that does. Um, and then also, I think as a people, we need to, make it a conscious effort to support our black businesses more. Um, too often we just mindlessly go out and buy and spend our dollars on anything. I think we need to be more intentional about keeping those dollars in our in our own community and with our own people, and that will help to push us forward a little bit more. So.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Now, any new projects that you have that you're working on that's about to come out, or any new
Yeah,
project in general that you want to talk about at this time?
I have a lot of things that's actually getting ready to come out. So I'm really excited to really get these things completed and get them pushed out in a time. I was actually hoping to have one of the projects already out at this point, but just making sure it's done properly. I'm taking my time with it. But I have a video EP that's getting ready to drop here in the next, I would say in the next 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
I have all the songs recorded and mixed and mastered. It's just a matter of getting all the video shot for it. And it's basically going to be it's a short, 5-song video EP. Um, and I'm really focusing on trying to put a storyline together and tying it together throughout 5 videos. And I'll be dropping those like I think probably 2 or 3 weeks apart. So I'll drop the first one, and then you'll get the next one within a couple of weeks after that. And
Okay.
so we're in the process of getting that shot right now. Um, I had ran into a couple of issues with that trying to because one of the songs I'm actually trying to shoot the video in a church, one with like the high ceiling glass, stained glass windows and all that. So trying to get approval to go in and get that video shot has been a little bit more difficult than we anticipated, but we're working on getting that accomplished and push forward with that. And then I've also already started my next full EP that'll be coming out. um, that title's working. I'm already 2 or 3 songs in on that. So, um, and then on top of that, I got a lot of features that's getting ready to drop that I'm excited about. So I think in the last 2 months, I've done about 10 features.
Wow.
Uh, so just trying to stay busy and keep keep the momentum going and keep the music fresh. You know what I'm saying? So I don't ever want to get stagnant or feel like I'm not producing at a certain level. And part of that is keeping myself going. So
True. True. Wow. You are definitely busy. I can tell you that. Most people that I know, they'll drop a couple of songs here and there, and that's it. But you definitely grinded, brother. I appreciate that for real,
thank you.
real. Now, how can people find you, your music, on social media, all that good stuff?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at DZ underscore M3RD. That's DEEZY underscore M3RD. You can also find me on Twitter at DZ Breed, I believe it is. So you can follow me on there. And then we also have the website, the GorillaBreed.com website, where you can follow me and all of the other Gorilla Breed members. Make sure you join the mailing list to keep up to date on everything that we have going on. We have a lot of shows that we'll be putting together. We also do a lot of community outreach and trying to support the youth and really support the arts in the schools and everything like that. So we have a lot of things going on that we're a part of with that. Um, and yeah, that's really where you can find me. Also, all my music, like I said, is on all digital platforms. If you type in Deezy, EOD, there are some other Deezys out there. So I just want to make sure you type in Deezy, EOD. That's the easiest way to find my music on Spotify or Apple Music or anything like that. And please go check out the music, download it, buy it on iTunes, whatever you need to do. Please support. Um, really putting in a lot of work, and it means a lot to have the support of the people. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Love that. Any last words? Anybody you want to shout out right quick?
Um, for one, I want to shout out my crew, Gorilla Breed. Um, I wouldn't be where I'm at without them being behind me and pushing me, um, being there to support. Shout out to my family, um, Split Personality, and man, big shout out to you for having me on, man. I really appreciate you. Um, you know what I'm saying? I reached out because El Smooth, gave me your info, and it was immediate, like, yo, I got you. So, I mean, much love to you for showing love and having me on, bro.
Not a problem, bro. Not a problem. This was an awesome interview, man. Awesome individual. I need to say that. Doing a lot, man. Doing a lot in music. My advice to you, brother: keep doing what you do. Love your music. I was able to watch some of your videos. A lot of energy. I love that. A lot of energy. Love that about you. And we need to get that Oklahoma City Baltimore collab real soon. Like you come here or we come there, one of the two. We need to make that happen, man, for real.
I'm ready whenever we ready to make it happen, man. Just let me know. So,
That's what's up. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Let's Talk with E Digger, my special guest, my man, Deezy. It's been a pleasure, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. And I'll be talking to you soon, bro.
already, man, you stay up.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a special guest music artist Deezy right here on Let's Talk with E Digger. I need to say this: the brother is definitely on his grind. He's doing his thing. He is not holding back. He is giving it to y'all full throttle. He is definitely about his music, about his grind. So might want to take note. I threw some shade about my Baltimore people out there. Y'all better take note. Y'all still not working together. Now I see a little bit, trickling here and there, but y'all still not working together, and that concerns me. And out with Oklahoma City, they banding together. What you heard from my special guest Deezy. That's right. Y'all need to band together, Baltimore. And we can't wait for that Baltimore Oklahoma City collab real soon. So be on the lookout for that. Hey, I've been the man that you all know and love, E Digger, and the host of Let's Talk with E Digger. Hey, just want to point this out. If you are a person of interest, and if you want to come on the show, and if you want to talk about your respective endeavor, if you got a show coming up, if you got an event coming up, if you have new hot music to drop, you got videos to drop, and you want to talk about it, or you just want to talk about your life in general, make sure you send me. I gotta type it again. I should have saved it. Make sure you send me an email at charmcitydirect73 at gmail.com. There you go. There are no more excuses. CharmCityDirect73 at gmail.com. I am looking for you. If you're a person of interest, if you have a business, excuse me, if you have a business, if you want to talk about something that's heavy on your heart, something that you witness, anything. If you want to talk about it, the person that you need to talk to, and the name of the show is Let's Talk with E Digger right here on Charm City Direct TV. Make sure you go to the fan page of Charm City Direct TV at facebook.com/ Charm City Direct TV. Like page, share the page. And before I close, just want to say real quick a reminder that it goes down at the War Memorial Building, 101 Northgate Street, Baltimore, Maryland, week after next, September the 15th and the 16th, at the War Memorial Building. Bosses on the Move networking event, hosted by Stacey L. She is the host of Total Exposure TV. and her partner, Sharon Johnson. She is the owner and CEO at Critique Brand. They are hosting this huge event. So make sure you come out. Make sure you be a part of it. Make sure you bring your literature, your business cards, your postcards. Bring all of that good stuff and meet us there at Bosses on the Move networking event. If you have a business, if you have a talent, there's no excuse why you cannot be a part of this endeavor. Y'all heard that, right? Right here on Let's Talk with E Digger. And as I end my broadcast all the time, I holler at you when I smile at you. I'll see you soon. Peace.